Welcome to One Girl in All the World, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy superfan.
Kimmy, Buffy newbie.
You can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube, and Instagram with new episodes on Tuesdays. Okay, so before we get into it, I wanted to debut my new water bottle.
Ooh, that's really nice. Where'd we get the straw even? Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd we get that?
My new Buffy water cup. I mean, it's a cup technically, but it's a straw and everything.
Yeah.
I think on Amazon.
It's super cute. I like the pink.
Yep. Very cute. Buffy the
That's really
Vampire
cute.
Slayer. It's got season 1 Sarah Michelle on it. And a moon and a, like, bats and graves. Yeah, very cute. And it's like ombre pink to white.
It's like cute, creepy. Creepy cute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. I like creepy cute.
Yeah. Anyway, I had to debut that and make sure I bring it in. Okay. So Help is an episode that we have watched and that we were going to talk about. Okay. So it's episode 4. I really like this episode. Okay.
Better than the last one.
All right. So Help originally aired on October 15th, 2002, written by Rebecca Rand Kirshner and directed by Nick Rothenthal. Directed by Rick Rothenthal. And the synopsis is, Buffy starts her first week counseling students at Sunnydale High and meets a teen named Cassie, who somehow knows her own death will occur in just a few days. Buffy, along with the help of the gang, rushes to find out the circumstances of Cassie's death and how to prevent it. Willow begins to make peace and settle back into Sunnydale life. We go to start at a funeral home, and you were right.
Coffin.
Buffy's
Nailed
hiding
it.
in a coffin. Yes. Points for you. So the staff is like leaving, and then Buffy, Dawn, and Xander all come out of coffins. And Dawn is put in the child coffin.
Which is sad.
This is
creepy.
gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Like, yeah, it's just like unnerving. It's not natural.
No.
Yeah, it's messed up. And she does say, I'm not the shortest one here. Why did I have to go in the kid coffin? Like,
True. Buffy is the shortest.
Yeah. And so they're like, why are we, like, doing this even, Xander said. She's like, well, you know, we shouldn't go this much trouble for one vampire. She's like, this is the only way I know how to do it. One vampire at a time. And they kind of are, like, waiting around to see if this lady's gonna wake up.
Yeah.
And they talked about how they're stressed.
Unusual cuts and contusions.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're talking about they're stressed about Willow.
Yeah.
That she's still adjusting. Okay, then Buffy's also stressed out about this, like, looming threat that's coming from the Hellmouth that she has absolutely no idea or no inkling about. No idea. And then she talks about, she's also stressed because it's going to be her first week actually talking to students coming up. And then they go to the coffin and the lady turns. She's like, I don't know, she looks pretty dead to me, Xander says.
And then she just like, creepy eyes.
She wakes up, yeah. And then Buffy just
Sticks
kills her. Yeah.
That was quick and easy.
Yeah. I didn't put in when the credits happen. I guess they happen here.
They happen now.
Okay, so we go to the credits and we come back.
Her.
Yeah. At school, Buffy is getting her desk. She's
sharpening her pencils.
Fiddling around, trying to keep herself busy. She's sharpening her pencils. And then we have like a little montage of students coming in to talk to her. We have a student that's being picked on, Amanda. And then we have the kid from Home Improvement.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if that was him. Yeah. Okay. The older brother.
Yeah. Who is, parents are going through a divorce. Not.
He's just trying to get out of class.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of class. And then Amanda's talking about, we go back to Amanda, and like, she's talking about how this guy's been picking on her, and then yesterday she like jumped him in the parking lot and like beat him up.
I mean, I don't see a problem with this.
Yeah, I mean, she's
just defending herself.
So she's in trouble for that. For like
Stupid.
jumping this guy in the parking lot. So that's why one reason why she's
he should get in trouble.
She's like, should I just beat him up some more?
Yeah,
Buffy's
I think
like, you know, Buffy wants to say yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
She's like, I have to be a responsible adult here. I'm an authority figure now. So you go to the graveyard, we didn't know it was a graveyard at first. I put like a park, I couldn't remember, but it's a graveyard. And
I put outside.
Yeah, outside. Willow and Xander are walking. Willow like wants to help with this like coming threat, even though they
Yeah.
don't know what it is. But she's like, doesn't know. She doesn't trust herself.
She's still nervous about controlling her power.
Yeah, she doesn't know if like she's gonna like end up hurting people and like
Yeah.
being more of a hindrance than a help.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's unsure about being back. She's still unsure. And he's like, it's gonna take time. So then we find out that they're there to go see Tara's grave.
Yeah, that was sad.
So Willow goes up and like Xander hangs back and she goes up to Tara's grave. Willow's Jewish, so she puts some rocks on Tara's grave.
Oh, that's what it's for. I
Yeah.
didn't know what that meant. Okay.
Yeah. So that's like a sign of like remembrance and respect
Okay.
for like Jewish people.
Did
you ever see the end of Schindler's List?
I mean,
And then all the people you say
but this
put
was
rocks
like,
on.
okay, I
it.
was like, this was back in high school, so
Okay, yeah. So it's a Jewish thing.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, and she just kind of like starts to talk to Tara, to her grave, which is really sad. It was the first time we've seen Tara's grave.
Yeah.
So at school, Buffy's talking to more kids. One kid that didn't want to talk, he's like, I'm not talking. Trying these talks.
He opens up pretty quickly.
And he says, I'm worried about my brother. He joined the military.
Yeah.
He joined the Marines, and I'm going to be left behind.
Yeah.
And then there's another kid who says, I'm gay. I think I'm gay. And Buffy's like, oh, yay. Like, there's nothing wrong. Thank you so much for telling me. Like, she's like, I can help. Like, there's nothing to be ashamed about. You know? And he's like, well, I'm not sure. So maybe you should go on a date with me to make sure.
Lame.
And she's like,
So gross. Is this my life?
This is my life. And then she's talking to some girl. She's like, I understand that your sister is controlling and that it's hard for you to have an identity with your sister being the way she is. And she doesn't let you make any decisions for yourself. And
Yeah.
Dawn's sitting there. That must be hard. That must be hard. Like she's trying to be professional.
Yeah.
And then we go to a girl that's not been doing her homework. So she gets sent to Buffy. And this is Cassie. And she's like, yeah, I'm just not bothering you. There's no point. And she's like, because I'm going to die on Friday. And of course,
It's weird.
yeah, Buffy automatically assumes that she's going to kill herself, which is
a fair assumption.
fair thing. And she says, no, I'm not going to kill myself. And she's like, okay, did someone threaten you? Did someone say they were going to do something to you? She said, no, nothing like that. I just know something's going to happen to me. She said, I know there will be coins. And she said, you will go into a dark underground. And I know you will try to help, but I won't do anything. And she keeps trying to get information out of her, like, tell me what's going on.
She doesn't
Like,
have
I can
any
help.
more information.
Yeah.
She just knows.
Yeah. And she tells Buffy to put a sweater on so her shirt that Cassie likes doesn't get stained. Right. And so, of course, she immediately goes to tell Principal Wood, as she should. And he says,
Let's just talk.
We're going to do what we can. He's like, she's like, when it is. Yeah, it isn't always talk. He's like, that's true. But we do what we can. We call parents. We check lockers. We do everything we can. But, like, we do have limitations as well.
Yeah.
And he's like, sometimes they just talk as well. Like, sometimes the kids just say things because this is a high tension emotional years for kids.
Yeah.
And he said, one time I told somebody I was going to, like, beat their ass and all of this and where I come from. That kind of talk's taken very seriously. And Buffy's like, the hood. And he goes, Beverly Hills. And Buffy's like, oh. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I assumed it was the hood because you're black. Like, yeah, okay, exactly. Buffy. Way to go.
Racial.
Way to go, Buffy.
Shoes. Profiling.
And yeah, he goes on to say, like, yeah, they do what they can. And then Buffy's, like, really getting upset because she's like, we can't just, like, leave this as is. And then she bumps into the table and spills her coffee all over her shirt. Yep. Staining the shirt that Cassie said she should cover. At her locker. She does find Dawn at her locker and tells Dawn, like, I need your help. Like, she's enlisting Dawn to snoop on Cassie and kind of, like, get into her life and see what's going on. So in the library, Cassie and friend, who's named Mike, we find out, they're like talking about, whatever. And he says he keeps trying to ask her to go to this, like, winter formal. And she's like, oh, I can't. I'm not going to be around. And then Dawn kind of comes up and makes this lame excuse about, pottery class. Did we have
did we have homework?
Hey, Cassie, I'm in your pottery class. Like, did we have homework? And she's like, I think so. And then she's like, finds out that, and then Mike leaves. And then she's kind of sitting with her. And she said she finds out that she's Buffy's sister. And Dawn's like, you don't, like, Mike's cute. Like, you don't want to go to the dance with him?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not going to be around for the dance. So at Buffy's, Willow's looking into Cassie's, like, records,
Mhm.
school records, medical records.
Because she used to have good grades.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they just kind of like dropped off, like a lot of
Yep.
absences and all that. There's no medical stuff in her record that would show that she has any kind of medical condition.
Yeah.
And this is really interesting because this is like the first time when like Google was like used as a verb,
Ah,
like
yes.
in like popular
I did
culture.
notice that. Yes. Willow Googles her.
Yeah, he's like, "Have you Googled her yet?"
Mm.
And Xander like was like, "What? Ew, she's like a girl. She's like a teenager or whatever." Like, because like that term was not to Google someone
Right. He didn't understand
wasn't a
that.
thing then, so people could misunderstand it.
Which is funny because like now it's just
Yeah, but this was like the first time really in like
Mhm.
on a show that was like used, which is
So exciting.
very appropriate for Willow to say.
Yeah.
Like if anybody was going to say it, I think Willow. It was
Yeah.
natural. I think Willow would have said that.
Definitely.
Yeah, but they do find that. So they Google her and they find that Cassie has her own website.
Yeah.
Where she shares poetry that she's written, and it's all really revolves around death.
Kind of creepy.
Very preoccupied with death.
Prophetic sounding, maybe.
Yeah, it's good poetry actually. It's very good.
Yeah, it is actually.
And Dawn comes home, and she's like, "Oh, and Cassie earlier had told her I keep rejecting Mike from the dance. Like I keep telling him no." So Dawn's like, "It's Mike. It's Mike.
He can't handle the rejection.
Yeah, he can handle the rejection. And so he's probably going to be the one to do something." But then they see that her dad, Cassie's dad, has a record of like domestic abuse. I think it was domestic abuse. Like just like getting arrested for like alcohol.
Yeah,
violent things.
He's a violent drunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they're like, okay, well, obviously, like, her dad's number one suspect at the moment. Yep. Pre-suspect, because nothing's happened yet. So Xander and Buffy go to Cassie's dad's house, and he's already drunk. You can tell. Yeah. They're like, oh, can we come in? We work at Cassie's school. So they let him in. He lets them in, and he's kind of like, he's not cooperative very much. He's
also, he sucks. He's like, Cassie's not the sharpest apple in the barrel. First of all, what does that even mean?
Yeah, that's a drunk man.
Like, you're calling someone not intelligent by using a term that doesn't make sense. Well, if it's
true, we know where she gets it from, if that's fact, because that doesn't even make sense.
No.
And then Buffy gets right to the point and basically accuses him of beating Cassie.
Yeah.
And he says,
he gets mad.
I don't beat my daughter. Like, I'm not a perfect father. Like, did her mother like arrange this that way I can get the one weekend I see her, like that will get taken away from me? And he's like, and she's like, you won't didn't you just when was the last time you saw her, or something like that? And he says, I just saw her this past weekend. She's like, you're not going to see her on Friday. He's like, no. And then she's like, okay, it's not him because he's not going to see her on Friday, even though that was I mean, it still could have been him, but anyway. I don't know if that was enough of an alibi. Like, I'm not supposed to see her on Friday.
I believed him when he said he didn't beat her.
Yeah, I think Buffy should have been a little bit more skeptical. I don't know.
Maybe.
But, okay, she's crossed him off the list, and they go to leave. And then Cassie's, like, hiding out in the woods by her dad's house and comes out and says, it's not going to be him. Like, he's not going to do anything to me. Like, I appreciate you trying to help me. And they're kind of, like, telling her, well, like, help us help you to, like, to live. It doesn't sound like you want to live. Xander says that, something like that. And she's like, oh, I do want to live. I want to graduate. I want to go to that dance. I want to like do all these things. She lists all these things that she wants to do with her life.
But she doesn't know how.
Yeah. And Buffy's like, I want to help. She keeps trying to get her to like help. But Cassie's like, I don't have anything to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I've told you everything I know, basically. So then we see a room where these people are
like library question
Yeah, I think
mark?
it's a library. I think it is a library. Library where these people in like red robes are in a circle. Obviously, they're doing some kind of ritual, and they're setting
Chanting?
Yeah, they're setting fire to like a stack of pictures of Cassie in the middle.
And there's coins.
And there's coins. Yeah, which Cassie said it would have something to do with coins. So at school on Friday, it's the big day. Buffy's reading more of her poetry. There's like a little montage of like her poetry and the gang continuing to like do research and like trying to figure this out. And so Buffy goes into the basement as like a last ditch effort. She's like, maybe Spike knows what's going on. So Spike is just staring at the wall.
It's like catatonic.
He's got on it. She's waving her like hand in front of him. He's really not responding.
Nope.
He's saying he does eventually talk to her and say that if I don't do anything, it won't hurt as much. Um,
I actually felt for him in this, I'll be honest.
yeah.
Pulled at my heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah. And Buffy's like, okay, I need your help. Do you like there's this girl, she needs your help, she's gonna get hurt. And he thinks like he's talking about Buffy, about how he hurt her. So then he starts punching himself and she stops him and says, no, it's not me. Like, Cassie Newton, do you know anything? And he's like, no, I don't know anything. Like, there's evil down here. And then she just goes to leave and he's like, please don't leave me.
Mm.
Like, help me be quiet. And then she's like, I think it's worse when I'm here, and leaves. So she leaves him down there. So upstairs, they're checking lockers, as Wood said they would, Principal Wood. And Buffy comes across Mike. And she's like, okay, well, it's not, this person, whatever. Okay, Mike's the next on the list. So she's kind of asking Mike, oh yeah, like she drives me crazy, Cassie did. He's like, oh really? She drives you crazy? And he's like, it's fine. Like, hey, you're Dawn's sister, right? I was thinking about asking Dawn to the dance. And she's like, so you're not like heartbroken or like angry that Cassie rejected you? He's like, no. And she's like, and then you're asking my sister to the dance and she's your second choice? Yeah. She's all offended on Dawn's behalf. And then coins fall out of a locker when they're checking them. Weird
coins. Out of locker 281.
281, yes. So she pulls whoever that is, it's some guy, a random student, and she confronts him. And she's like, you gotta tell me what's going on, like yada yada yada. And he's like, I don't know. And then she threatens him. She's like, okay, now it's like Counselor Buffy is gone for the day. Slayer Buffy is here, and I'm going to beat your face in if you don't tell me what's happening.
Connect with your face.
Yeah.
Yes.
I try to connect with you kids, but I'm going to connect my fist with your face unless you tell me what's going on. And he's like, oh, okay. There's some guys that want to mess with her. And she's like, who? Like, who? What guys? So Dawn and Cassie are walking out of school that day, and it's Friday. It's time. School's over, and Dawn's worried about her because they haven't figured anything out that Dawn knows about. And she's like, I know, like, your sister, like, asked you to, like, pretend to be my friend. And it's, like, very nice that she wants to help. And Dawn says, like, she did, but I am actually concerned, and you are my friend. Like, I did become your friend in the last 48 hours that I've known you. And then Peter, who is the home improvement boy, comes up and asks Dawn, and Cassie, like, kind of, like, takes off. And she said, hey, I want to know, he says, hey, I want to know if you have been asked to the winter formal. And she's like, oh, God, here it comes. Yep. Peter's going to ask me. And he's like, okay, I was just wondering. She said, no. And he's like, I was just wondering. I was just taking a poll. And he laughs. She's like, ugh. And then Dawn goes to turn back to talk to Cassie, and Cassie's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone. And then we're back at school. We're still at school in the library.
The library,
yeah. And Peter and these other guys are doing this ritual that they're going to be rich. They're going to be rich. Yeah, so they have Cassie. So they got her. She's, like, tied up and has, like, duct tape over her mouth. And they're going to sacrifice her. He has this, like, big knife, and they're going to sacrifice her.
And they're like, if she disappears, everyone will just assume she killed herself.
Yeah, they chose her because she's, like, obsessed with death and all this stuff. So they're like, yeah, people are just gonna assume that you threw yourself in a river somewhere. And then they start doing the ritual, and then Buffy's in the circle, and she's one of the people in the circle with the hoods. Robes, yeah. So she, like, pulls the robe off, and she's like, wee, look at me. And she immediately beats the crap out of
he's
Peter.
Like, get back, you stupid bitch. Yeah, and she drop kicks him.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's dealing with here. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks he can, like, take her. Yeah, boy, sit down. Just sit down. Take a time out. And she, like, gets him right away, like, puts him down, and she's like, you stupid kids think you're, like, trying to raise a demon. You don't know what to do, and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like,
that lame demon.
Like, that demon behind you, and it's, like, this big, scary demon. So they actually managed to raise it. Yep. So Buffy is fighting the demon while Peter gets that knife back and is trying to get Cassie again, because he's still trying to do the ritual while Buffy's distracted. And then Spike shows up with a torch,
Yeah.
some fire, and he's waving it around. He's like,
Great.
no, we're not going to hurt the girl. Wow. Like, he's going to do some good.
And
do
he
some
hits
good.
Peter.
He hits Peter.
He gets hurt.
Buffy takes this torch, and he's like, get to Cassie. So then, yeah, he tackles Peter, and we see him punching Peter, and every time he punches Peter, he gets the chip goes off, and he just punches him. The chip goes off, punches him, chip goes off. We don't hurt the girl, and all this stuff. Like, he's kind of like talking like that.
Yeah.
And then he unties Cassie.
Yeah.
He's starting to untie Cassie. Buffy like sets the demon on fire, and he dies. He like goes up in flames. And then when Spike rips off which I'm sure was very pleasant, rips off the duct tape on Cassie's mouth, she like looks at him, they like look at each other, and she says, she'll tell you someday, she'll tell you. Yeah, and Spike looks at her confused, because he's like, what does that mean?
I know what it means.
What does it mean?
That Buffy's gonna tell him she loves him.
I don't know.
I'm assuming. You have the worst poker face ever.
I'm a lot better. How dare you? You don't know nothing.
You are a lot better in general, but not when it comes to that. Which is fair. That's okay. It's okay.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. I mean, the show told me, not you.
We'll see.
Okay.
And then Peter's like, no, my infinite riches.
Oh my God. Yeah, he sucks.
Crawling towards
the demon.
The burnt to a crisp demon. He's like, no. And he crawls into it, and then it like comes back to life.
It bites him.
Obviously it wasn't dead. Bites him in the neck, and he's like, help me, I'm bleeding. And then it explodes. The demon explodes everywhere. And they leave him in the library. He's like, help me.
Yeah,
like,
figure it out.
You'll be fine, dude. Like, for real. So they're leaving the library. Spike just disappears. Buffy and Cassie are leaving the library. And they did say that they had body trap is booby trap from earlier. I misread it.
Because the door was booby trap.
Yes. So the door was booby trap. They talk about that earlier. And a crossbow fires, and Buffy catches it right before it hits Cassie in the face.
Cassie. Yeah, she saves her.
And she's like, oh my God. And she's like, see, like, it'll be okay. We can make a difference. And she's like, you will make a difference. Cassie says it to her. And then Cassie, like, gasps and collapses.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And Buffy's like, Cassie. And she's trying to, like, revive her. Also, FYI, Cassie wears white stripes shirts twice in this episode. So she's a fan of the white stripes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a good band, so.
So at Buffy's, everyone is over very sad. And the thing I noticed most about this scene is that they're not wearing shoes. You know, in TV shows, they always wear shoes in the house. But right here, they're all not wearing shoes. And I don't know what that's about.
Pretty sure I've never noticed the shoe situation in any show
pay attention from here on out.
Okay.
Like, even when, like, they take a nap on the bed, they have their shoes on.
Huh.
Yeah, they always have their shoes on. Well, most of the time. Like, I think in the last episode when Buffy and Willow were on the bed, they didn't have their shoes on. But it's very rare for them not to, like, all of them that not have their shoes on. And, like, so you can see Xander's socks, Dawn's bare feet. Like, it was just weird because it's not typical. Anyway, they're all sitting there, and they're obviously very upset because Cassie has passed away. And they're saying that they talked to Cassie's mom and took it as well as you can expect her to take it, because they had a history of heart irregularities in the family.
So sad.
That she never told Cassie about. So Cassie wouldn't have known about it.
I mean, she knew something, though.
Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, why it wasn't, like, I guess they never caught it or did anything. If I knew there was a history of heart irregularities in my family, it would have had my child checked out. And it would be in their medical records.
But if the heart, I mean, probably, yeah. But if the heart irregularity, if you knew it was just going to do that one day and there was nothing you could do to prevent it, maybe she just didn't want to know.
Well, her mom knows.
I guess, yeah. But maybe she didn't want Cassie to know. But it should be in her medical records. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't pass muster unless they didn't. Yeah. I wish they kind of like didn't put the medical record in the beginning, and that would have been a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
But I feel like even like, I don't know, if I was a parent and it ran in my family, I wouldn't just be like, well, it's just gonna drop them dead anyway. Just we won't even get it checked out or see if there's anything we can do. Like, personally, I think that's crazy. So anyway, that was a little bit weird. But yeah, so that's what happened. She just dropped dead of a heart condition.
Yeah.
And
Buffy feels like she failed her
Buffy feels like she failed her, and Dawn's crying because this has been her close personal friend
for 48 hours. Well, 72 now.
for so many, well, yeah, for counting the
3
time that she's been
days.
dead. And of course, you would cry no matter what, but she's like,
I
she
mean,
was
yeah,
my
especially
friend.
if you're a teenager.
She was my friend.
Yes.
She was my friend because of you. You tried. And she's crying. And Buffy's like, oh, she's like, there's nothing you could do. And she's like, okay, sometimes there's nothing you can do. You can't always save everyone. You can't always help. And
What do you do
grappling
when
with
you,
this.
yeah, what do you do when you know maybe you can't help?
Yeah.
You do it anyway.
You can't do anything sometimes.
Yeah.
And then we go to the school. It's just another day. And Buffy's at her desk. And she's just kind of like organizing her desk.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two favorite quotes. One's funny, one's not funny.
Okay.
So the one where Buffy, he says that that kind of talk is taken seriously where I come from. And Buffy says, the hood. He says, Beverly Hills.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Buffy, foot in mouth.
I mean,
Put that shoe that you didn't wear in the last season in your mouth.
We've all said stupid stuff like that.
She was like, her face was like, step, yeah, move. Yeah, I did that. I said that. The hood. Oh, terrible. And then she'll tell you one day she'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Yes, okay. You're right. That is a good line.
Very cryptic.
Is it cryptic?
Very cryptic.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then my favorite scene was Cassie saying everything she would have liked to do, but she knows that she won't. Like when she's standing outside of her dad's house.
Yeah.
Like ice skating in Rockefeller Center and like all these different things that she wants to do, but I'm not going to be able to do.
Yeah.
So that was a good scene, I thought. Yeah.
It's a sad scene.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite line was actually at the end when somebody, I don't even know who said it. Sorry. What do you do when you know maybe you can't help?
Buffy.
Okay, Buffy. That's
yeah.
It. Yeah. I like that line. I thought that was a good line. Because
yeah.
like, I know she meant it like she felt it in a resigned way, but I still feel like it's like a hopeful thing. Because like, what do you do when you know you can't help? You still try to help anyway. And that's what she did.
Yeah.
Like she didn't know she wasn't going to be able to help Cassie, but
yeah.
Anyway. My favorite scene was actually when Willow went to go visit Tara's grave.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was really sad, but really sweet. And I'm hoping it gives her some sense of closure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like when she was like tracing her name on the
Yeah.
headstone, I was like, ah!
Yep, that got me a little teary-eyed, not gonna lie. Yep.
Yeah, poor thing. Okay, so my stake rating is high because I actually really like this episode. I gave it a 4.9.
Oh wow, that is quite the stake rating. Yeah,
I just like Cassie's whole thing. This like the whole like plot around Cassie, I think is really cool. That this like she has this like these premonitions, about stuff that might happen in the show past this episode, about herself, but it's not fully formed, right? Because otherwise that'd be too easy.
Yeah,
and I just think it like us like thinking it's going to be this person, then this person. No, okay, is this ritual? Oh, it was the
something completely different that we wouldn't have guessed.
Crossbow.
Oh yeah, right.
And then it's that. Like so we just keep getting
tricked.
Did you think she was going to live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Okay.
For sure I did, especially because like I just thought her like premonition feeling was because of what was happening during that ceremony. But then when the ceremony got cut, I just assumed
that was it.
That was it. She would continue living. But her premonition had nothing to do with the ceremony, apparently.
Yeah, no.
So,
that whole thing we were talking about like the can't always being able to help. Like Buffy grapples with that a lot about like not being able to save people, save enough people, save everyone.
Yep.
Like we saw that in season 6 with when she thought she killed Katrina.
Yeah.
She was going to lock herself up, basically, like turn herself in.
Yep.
And Spike was trying to say like, I think about people you saved, but like it doesn't matter to her. Like it's a failure in her eyes. A little bit the Scooby. This is the most the Scoobies have been together. I mean, minus Anya and minus Spike. Like, but like Willow's back in the fold a little bit. So this is the first time we've seen them back as like a unit in quite a few episodes, to a degree, more than just the three of them. So I thought that was really nice to see again. And the repercussions of some of the things that Cassie said.
repercussions of some of the
Like
things
some of the things
Cassie
she said about the future
What did
will
she
be
say about
interesting.
Oh.
So she said, you will make a difference to Buffy.
Oh,
She
yeah.
said,
Someday
you will
she'll tell
go
you.
dark and underground. Someday you'll go somewhere dark and underground. And then someday she'll tell you. Like, all that stuff is for future
Okay.
stuff. So I thought all that was good. I just like this episode. It tugs at your heartstrings, and then like you think that they're gonna save her, this is how they're gonna save her, and then they can't.
Yeah.
I just think it's a good episode.
So I'm just making notes about those 3 things you just said because now I want to remember them.
Mm-hmm.
My stake rating is a 4.5.
Okay, that's
which
good.
I thought, yeah, solid. Yeah, I liked this premise a lot too. I like the Cassie character. She's just very likable. She's just like she's sweet. I was bummed that she died, but she seemed to have already made peace with that. Like she already was at her acceptance stage by the time we got in. I like that Willow went to go see Tara's grave. Like I'm hoping that means she's kind of trying to not work past it, obviously, work through some of her grief.
Mm-hmm.
Scoobies were working to get like Willow was helping the Scoobies again this episode, so that was kind of a little bit of a step forward there. It was just an interesting episode. The demon, that was kind of funny how like when Buffy's like what did she say?
About you stupid kids.
Trying to raise lame demons, and then he's like, that lame demon? that was a good one, actually. I thought that was pretty
That
funny.
demon was pretty intense looking.
Yeah,
too.
he was creepy.
He was
And then I liked how it bit Peter.
Yeah.
He's
like, my infinite riches. I'm like, oh dude, someone stomp on his head already.
Exactly. Like, yeah, he was insufferable.
Yeah.
Good episode.
So your question for next week.
Season 7, episode 5, Selfless.
Selfless. Who dies?
What? Do I get any sort of a hint?
It's someone we've seen multiple times, but it's not a Scooby.
Okay, well, I was hoping it's not a Scooby. Jesus, we're done with that. Someone we've seen multiple times, not a Scooby. Well, I would hope it's not Anya. She's not really a Scooby anymore, but I feel like they wouldn't kill her off. We've seen them this season?
Yeah. And last season.
And last season? Oh, God.
Well, yes. I don't know why I said well. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Several times.
I've seen them more than once.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a guess, I don't think.
Okay.
Because I just can't think of anybody besides the Scoobies or Anya.
If I had a bunch of options to give you, I'll give you all of them, but I'm trying to think of more.
It's not like Clem, is it?
I don't think we've seen him this season, have we?
No, we haven't actually. You're right. Okay. Who have we seen this season? Did we see them in this past episode?
In this one we just watched?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't think it's Giles. That would be dark.
That would be dark.
I don't think it's Anya.
It's the last season. Anything can happen.
I know, yeah. But you said it wouldn't be as dark as the last one.
It's not, but
promise.
It's the chickens are coming home to roost. Let me see.
Oh, the principal? I don't think it's the principal, but sure. Let's go with the principal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you just said they weren't in this episode. Whatever, it's fine. Okay.
He was in this episode.
I thought you said the person.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. We'll go with Principal Wood, even though it's not the answer. All righty. Okay. So that wraps up Season 7, Episode 4, Help. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram, at One Girl and All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week with Season 7, Episode 5, Selfless. See you real soon.
Bye.